What's your assessment of this Saturday?
Probably a poor first 20 minutes. Cost us a little bit. I thought, playing against a terrific team who, last thing we wanted to do was be defending line-outs 5 metres out in the first minute of the game. We got hurried off their exit, and then obviously a great spot by Lowe to put the kick over and put us in a world of pain there. But, 9 penalties in the first 20 minutes cost us field position against a good side, and there's a couple of things we could have done better in that kill zone area defensively, and we've had a good look at that with the team and the forwards in particular. And then, the interception is a bit of a killer. It's a double whammy. And then I thought second half we had some really good sets. We just probably didn't convert in that 22 a couple of times where we could have. I think if we could have got to 27-17, it could have probably been a gold medal finish a little bit. I think we could have put a bit of pressure on them. But the first 20 minutes killed us. 9 penalties at this level, defending 5 metre line-outs against Ireland, who we know are a very good side.
What's your approach to the debrief? Is there a lot of honesty flying around yesterday?
Yeah, just fact. I was pretty honest with the players, what we did well, what we need to improve on, and and what we'll do going forward this week.
And just looking ahead to Scotland, they actually pose a slightly different challenge in a lot of ways. What are you expecting from Murrayfield?
I just look at the Scotland rugby at the moment. I think Glasgow have not lost since November. Edinburgh beat Saracens in Europe. Then they go to England, beat England. I think they're a group that are really on a high, and they've got some good coaches. And I've watched most of their game. I thought they were super on the weekend. They pose a massive threat.
Is there a sense that a result that's not favourable again this weekend could turn sour quite quickly in this campaign? Is you sensing that importance in terms of getting a win?
For me, it's about building this week and we have to start better than we did last week. That is the first thing on my brain, is that we have to get in the game early without being under the pump, with discipline. A bit of a focus on that. And I'm expecting a really tough game, and it's all about the performance.
So you've been able to put your finger on why that first 20 minutes went wrong? In terms of the discipline, why that wasn't quite there?
Maybe a bit overexcited, some new faces among the group. I thought a couple of the decisions, and I don't want to talk about it, right? We're a bit unlucky with enough. Offsides for me are non-negotiable. I think it's a real poor penalty to give because it's controllable, and that is somewhere we need to fix up. Offside penalties are, as I said to the lads, they're just free runs for the opposition, and we got to tie that area up pretty quick at the start of the game on the weekend and not have any of that kind of nonsense in our game.
Just wondering, Mike, the areas of concern in the first quarter, given the lack of time that you've had as a new coaching unit, how much does that come down to the lack of time, or how much does it come down to just basic errors?
The lack of time is a good one, because I had 2 weeks to remember 60 names, which was quite a challenge, really. So I was quite thrilled for the weekend to know all the names. There's obviously areas we can improve on. I've just mentioned a couple of them. I think from a defensive point of view, there's a couple of things that we need to, I've spoken to the lads about where we need to improve a little bit around our decision making at the defensive breakdown with numbers, so we don't get mismatches and we don't get open spaces. And that's been a bit of a fix-up, one of the fault corrections going forward this week. But I got it, I thought we had some great sets of the weekend, and Andy Farrell said to me after the game, he said, I thought you knocked us around second half, and we got to take some positives from that.
One of your predecessors, Sean Edwards, had a bit of a baptism of fire, not too dissimilar to yourself. When he started with Wales, someone you know well, did you seek counsel in someone like Sean?
No, I obviously had a few texts with Sean when I was announced I was coming in this position. No, I didn't. I know that, going back to Andy Farrell when he took the Ireland job, I think a couple of games he was under the pump and the media were writing him off. I think it comes with the territory, international rugby, and I get that, and I've been around the game a long time, rugby. It's not, I'm not too flapped about it, because, I believe in what I'm trying to get here. Like I said, if we can eradicate that first 20 minutes of discipline and get in the game, I think we can see massive improvements in this group.
Young Joe Hawkins, we'll be hearing from him coming up, but he showed his promise defensively, but obviously offensively as well. He's obviously taking his chance.
Yeah, and apparently played well against the Wallabies in the autumns, and you know he's a new. I have to be honest, he's a new player, and I am impressed with some of the abilities he has. There was obviously some things he needed to get better at defensively, and I worked pretty closely with him with some one-on-one footage, and he's getting on that same page of what I want to achieve here with the backs, you know, in that regard. But you know, some people tell me he's probably looking at, he could be a 10 in the future, so he's obviously got some real good football ability, and he had some good touches at the weekend, you know.
Just wanted to check in finally injury-wise. Tom Francis, where's he at in terms of his fitness?
Yeah, he's still in the mix. We just got to make a decision on Thursday with him and just see, you know, seek advice from the medics and see how he's travelling. So we'll finalise selection on Thursday around a couple of them bumps and bruises.
George North was another one. I think he took just a few knocks. He's fine. He's okay.
Well, George has done units this morning, so hopefully he'll come through, yeah.
Okay. When you looked at the way Scotland played, Ireland were very controlled. Scotland was much wider. Got Van der Merwe 2 tries, Tim Russell's passing. Do you change your defensive system at all?
I think, without giving too much away, if you watch how England played, I think, you know, they've got a pretty dangerous back three. Van der Merwe, obviously, if you're going long and strong with your kicking game, you've got to be strong defensively because he's coming at you with some speed. He scored a wonder try at the weekend, probably one of the best tries I've ever seen, to be quite honest. And Hogg can hurt you. And then you've got Finn Russell, who's the gambler, who will try things, you know, off the cuff. And I've had experience of that coaching against Racing over the last few years. So we got to bring them to the fight a bit more and not give them long and strong opportunities.
Kevin Sinfield, very similar background to yourself, and they did seem to find a way around what maybe wrongly called the Rugby League defence.
Yeah, I think that the England tactics of going long was probably not great, but having said that, there's a bit of X factor in that back three. I don't know if Kevin would have been happy with that try that they scored, because I think somebody said he beat 6 defenders, but he's a bloke who can hurt you, because I've seen him at Worcester against Sale in previous seasons where he's just created something out of nothing and left a trail of destruction behind him.
Just finally, a personal one, you sort of parachuted in rather suddenly, as you say. How are you finding the change of experience from Sale and the whole environment, the new role? Yeah,
it was certainly a whirlwind start, because I was coaching against Toulouse, and then I was in Belfast, and then from Belfast straight into Cardiff, and not met anyone, and then straight into a 2-week. I think I had six sessions on the field to earn trust, and that probably works both ways. And like I said, I've got another week. I'm a bit more settled. I'm really looking forward to the experience of going to Murrayfield, a place I won a cup there many years ago, and it was a great occasion, and I'm looking forward to going there with this Welsh team.
Thank you.
Okay, so do you want one for the live or no?